Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeistzealots. This is episode 3. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Ray-Bo Gun. That's 2 N's. I go by Ray, Bo, Gun, or Ray Gun.
Ray-Bo, more like Ray Boo. That's a shout out for
Gun.
all you haters of the trilogy.
Man, you done
sequel.
tried to run that joke by us already, and we already booed it. We booed it.
I
Your
told you.
Ray
I
Boo.
told you.
I'm
now
a Ray
what I
boot
said.
your ass.
Ray gun's like the best weapon in zombies.
The Ray
You got
Gun.
that right. Darn tootin' on the best. You ain't never seen me play no zombies, boy.
So, how about we start off today's
Sound
episode?
like someone who likes killing zombies.
Yeah, who do you play as in the new Black Ops Zombies? Is it anyone famous? Or just...
The new one I think is having actual characters. The current one is just like kind of general characters.
Oh, like the American, Japanese, German, and
Yeah,
Russian
they're
guy?
not. No, they're not in it right now.
So it's like new characters.
Yeah, they don't have like actual characters. It's like your Call of Duty character right now, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like the one where you
But
play
I think
Kennedy.
they're bringing in characters on the next one. It looks like it's something in Vietnam by the
Oh,
trailer.
okay. Oh, fight Vietnamese zombies. I'm sure the PC crowd won't be upset about that.
Well, I don't know.
Good morning, zombies.
Yeah. Well, if you're fighting a zombie Robin Williams, then that will definitely get some controversy.
You can call them instead of Viet Congs, you can call them Viet Zoms.
I'm gonna eat your brains.
Oh, so what's the first thing on the list you said?
Yeah, forget the
Apparently,
first thing on the
zombies.
list.
Apparently, we're fucking talking about zombies right now.
Have
Jeez.
you guys
Well,
heard of
first
this
came
show?
Ray.
I just watched the first episode. Have you guys ever heard of this show called Breaking Bad? It is
Oh
in
my
Alright, yeah.
god. Oh
Yeah.
my god. We are not about to spend an episode talking about a TV show. Freaking 7 years done.
I've watched
Ain't
that
no
thing
way.
twice.
I've watched it
talk-
damn 3 times, dude. I mean,
Damn,
fuck yeah,
okay.
crystal meth.
Well,
We gotta
well-
make that shit in my trailer park there. I mean, what?
We talk about Better Call Saul. That's the only that's still running in the.
No, I just
Better Call
We're
Saul.
like Better
I'm
Call
just saying,
AMC and cancel
Breaking
that
Bad.
shit.
I almost missed this podcast because I was like, podcast or episode 2? Podcast, episode 2. I was like, all right, let me do this podcast, and then episode 2.
episode
Glad that you
oh, like
value
you
our
just started
friendship
Breaking Bad again.
over
Just
the
started
second episode
Breaking
of an
Bad.
8-year-old show.
Well, I think Better Call Saul's not as dark as Breaking Bad. It's a little more.
Is it good?
lighthearted.
I haven't watched Better Call Saul actually.
Yeah, it's really good. It's just not. It's like more funny and it's not as dark.
I watched,
Although
the, I watched the first season.
Better Call
Didn't
Saul's about the
watch the rest.
story, really, not about being funny.
The Mike stuff was actually really good. That's sort of like more Breaking Bad-ish, but like the Saul stuff is more lighthearted and funny.
All right, just so you
But-
guys know, if y'all hear a bass line, it means we're transitioning from the topic.
Okay, I can actually add sound effects in the
Boom, 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 boom. Wait,
anchor.
can you edit this?
Okay.
Forrest? I have no idea.
Yeah, I edit it.
I couldn't
really,
tell from the
by
last
editing-
episode.
By editing, I just cut off the first and second
Don't you
ending
know
parts.
Don't you know from Halo, Force loves being in control?
I love Forrest in
So-
control. Do not give me that.
Yeah, because you don't
Major,
have to
we
do
all
anything.
know
You just
you're a
sit there
power
waiting for
bottom,
the next
all right?
game.
I believe the term was
Well-
called a sub.
The thing is, we can't have
And I'm talking
musical
about what you're eating
intros.
for lunch.
We can't have musical intros because we can only upload it to Spotify. So I want to upload it to like Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. We can't have music
Oh, I
intros.
love it.
That's why I.
That's what we got Rainbow for. At least this episode.
Although,
anyway.
although most of our listens are on Spotify. I think we have
Rambo.
like 20. We have 20 listens. We have 20 listens altogether.
Hey,
so.
it's Ray-Bo, not Rambo, not Rainbow.
Rainbow's
Ray-Bo.
gone.
Ray-Bo.
No, it's Rainbow
We're
now.
gonna,
You
we're
done,
gonna
you
sell
done
so
messed
much-
up. Mr.
Boy,
Gunn.
you done got me fucked up with somebody else. I
So
tell
many
you what,
things we
come
can
over
do
here
with
talking
that.
about that Rainbow bullshit. I will whoop your ass.
We're gonna sell so much Raybo merchandise, like T-shirts, stuffed dolls, all Raybo.
Yeah, not Rambo. That would be a copyright infringement. But
He's,
Rainbow.
he's got like
Yeah, we should go
The
have to
redneck
edit out
brother
all
of
the
Rainbow.
references, although, you know.
he's got like a bass guitar,
Just the T.O.
a wife beater, and nothing else.
Excuse me, I'm wearing
All
my
right, who's-
Thai TYT.
I think he
at the
mistyped
moment.
his name because he just left, and then I guess.
Who? Oh, is he back? Well, everyone's in the.
Well,
okay.
I think he put just the T.O. I think he meant put just the tip.
Just the tip.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
He
is this
missed
tip
the
coming
key.
on? Well, that's good
I don't
because
know.
we're just buying time for him to pop up so we can talk about whoa, WandaVision.
Fourth
What
episode
is
is
WandaVision?
really
WandaVision shit
good.
you talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm glad going through it without not knowing what's going on because it's just cool how they piece everything together in episode 4.
I like the
Episode 4 was
intro.
so good.
Episode 1 through 3, you're just like, what the fuck is going on the entire time?
You're like, what am I watching? And
Just-
episode
What is this,
4,
Brand? If you
you're like,
you
with
just sit
sword
there,
going,
it's just
what the
like
fuck are we
building up.
watching?
It's just building up, and you're like, just fucking tell me something already.
yeah,
Speaking of Raybo and Rambo, that is a hearkening to the actual name of Captain Rambo, who's in the show. Not that I watch it or anything, because that's some nerd
Oh.
shit. I don't like that.
oh yeah,
That's,
It's spelled
that's a
like
good
Rambo.
segue.
It's
I
spelled
like
like-
that, Mr. Rainbow.
it's spelled like Rambo.
Now it's
You're
just
gonna,
the
gonna
dip.
really,
There we
gonna
go.
real piss me off with that Rainbow
It's
Oh,
comment.
here
just
we
the
go.
Theo.
What did you think?
Okay, Tip, what did you think? We're talking about it now.
Tip, we just got into WandaVision.
What?
We just started talking
And
about
what's-
episode 4.
So you
Now
watched
you're
episode
fresh off.
4?
Yeah, you're fresh off the plate. What are your initial opinions on it?
Hold on, let me pause episode 4 real quick.
Oh, you haven't finished?
Yeah,
How far
So,
into
yeah,
it are you?
Okay, we can only
Ruin
discuss
a lot of stuff.
minutes and 42 seconds.
Okay, so basically the Monica Rambeau.
There's some
Oh
things at
my
the
god!
very
Yeah,
end
you
that
gotta
are
watch
kind
the
of
end.
big.
Not that I watched it. but,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it was
the
a big
end
reveal.
kind of just like.
Robbie, I'm
throws
gonna need you to
more
move that
together.
microphone farther away from your mouth again, bud. I tell you what.
Okay.
So let me get this straight.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Tip gives me crap about not sleeping in, and he can't even watch the episode before the show starts.
Well, that's because it's
Yeah,
damn
it's
near
a-
11:30, Forrest. I'm a fucking redneck living in a trailer park, and I was
Yeah.
up at 9.
Forrest wakes up at 11:15 and
Crack of noon.
Not quite then, but all right. So let's talk about.
WandaVision.
Ray-
episode
Raybo,
4.
I wanted to ask Raybo what the gum job was like from his sister.
The gum job. I mean, I paid her $5 to take all the gum off the bottom of my porch, but she used a paint scraper. It was pretty worth it, you know. I mean, that chewing gum had really piled up. Looked like the underside of a roller coaster.
Or-
Okay,
Oh.
so what do you guys
Well, when I
think
got
about
a
episode
gum
4?
job from her,
it was
Anyway.
good. It was definitely more expository and a recap of the first 3 because it like showed footage from the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was a really good, like, different, like, POV episode for sure. You get to
Ooh,
You got to
POV. Now we're
see-
talking my language, boys.
you got to see Sword from like Sword is like the audience point of view. Like one of my favorite parts
Yeah,
was like when they put up like the whiteboard and they started like Johnny Woo was like writing all these questions down. First question was, what's with the hexagons? And I felt like instantly
yeah.
like vindicated from last week's episode on the podcast. Free plug right
Oh
there.
my God.
But who exactly were all the side characters? They apparently
What's
had
with the
IDs for them.
Yeah, so like they're real
Like,
people.
were they
but,
people
like,
who were still in the town and now they're
well,
just kind
that's
of
the
trapped
thing.
there?
Like,
or-
there's
I-
no
Are
town.
they
Like,
self-aware of their predicament?
Yeah. Or,
No,
or is
I
she
think-
Are they
controlling them?
actors that she's paying, or is she just mind fucking them all?
I think,
Or they're
she's-
just
I
scared
think
for their lives and acting.
You
I
know
think
what?
they're
Let's
like-
start at the very beginning. I really
That's
like
kinda
how
what-
episode 4 showed the people reappearing after Tony Stark.
Oh,
Bless
the
his
blip
heart,
was so
R.I.P. The blip. I really like
That was
how they
pretty cool.
harkened back to the blip. And
Yeah,
the poor
it was-
lady,
And it's
and
like-
everybody was so fucking confused. And the pandemonium, hashtag pandas, let's call them out now. Very cute animals. But the pandemonium that ensued is more of what I expected to have seen more towards the end of Endgame, but they didn't give us that. All they gave us was the hand job, heart-wrenching moments of everybody, like, you know, coming
I'm
back
sorry.
that we cared about.
I know
They
you're
didn't
not- I know
show
you're
the
not
average
attacking-
man like Raybo coming back from the blip. I want to see the average man.
Well, it was sort of like reverse. It was sort of like reverse Walking Dead. Like he wakes up in the hospital alone, and this one she like wakes up in the hospital, and
I
everyone's
mean,
coming
it was
back.
like
The Walking
unknown,
Dead. What is
like they
that?
time travel you didn't even know happened like 3 years ahead to them.
The Walking Dead's me right now without coffee.
Yeah,
But I'm feeling better.
that's definitely not like if I
Hey,
knew
guys,
someone was blitzed.
Tony Stark is not dead.
What was that? Tony Stark?
I said, spoiler alert, Tony Stark is not dead.
Oh, you can't just.
Fucking dead, bro.
Well, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
What do you
I'm
mean?
just, I'm,
Are you just throwing that out there? Just like,
Well,
I don't know what I'm
Doolittle
talking about,
Tank,
but he is not dead.
He might want to come back after Doolittle
I love
Tank.
Tony Stark, man. He's like my favorite character.
In
I heard
WandaVision,
he-
they showed that
Let
tiny
him
little
come
red
back, why don't you
helicopter.
marry him, Robbie.
That's true, Tip. There was a
I will.
think Tony-
red helicopter.
I think I heard already.
And then
Helicopter.
divorce him and get that billion.
In this
The
episode,
tiny
we
red
found out it was
helicopter
actually
gets
a
explained.
sword drone. Yep.
Yeah.
All that gets explained. The beekeeper, it turns out, was the guy with like radiation.
It was just a
All
random.
right, but
it was
like,
just a random
Can we
guy.
address the fact how like her electromagnetic field is somehow able to transpose and transcend matter, here and so forth? The steel cable that was attached to the sword operative going through the sewers turned into a jump rope, like a 1970s old-fashioned plastic-style jump rope. And on that same point, drone, it's actually like time
An
flux.
RC helicopter.
It's a time flux that's also affecting matter. It's very interesting. And you know what? That's part of why I went and watched the Age of Ultron last night. Not that I did, because that's some nerdy shit to do, and I ain't no nerd. But I went back to watch the Age of Ultron because I wanted to see what the hell Wanda's powers were. And
I like it.
they don't really freaking explain shit.
No,
She's got
if
some
you don't explain the
red
power,
magical
can you tell
shit.
us
right with everyone.
They're whatever the plot needs them.
Right.
Yeah,
feel
because
like
she
that is
basically
the case.
God powers that she can just do whatever the hell she wants.
She does have God powers. She's
Are you
in
trying
She's
to
like-
tell me
level
that
meeting.
woman?
She's like that kid in the Twilight Zone episode who's like God and who's like
Oh yeah,
turns that guy into a Jack in the Box.
that's a great episode.
The happiest place on earth or something.
One thing I thought about is,
That's scary.
do
time
they
out, though,
even
then-
need to like change
Hold on.
clothes for
Why
the
couldn't she
timeline?
just?
Because like look at when he went through that underground tunnel, he suddenly turned into that like beekeeping outfit.
Yep, and
Like maybe she
Monica
didn't
Rambeau.
have to like figure out some 70s clothes. She just, every time the time changed, like everybody changes.
Well, when she becomes pregnant, you actually get to witness a like transition of time, and I think that's in
Well,
the
it was still
third
70s.
episode. No.
Oh,
It goes
yeah,
from black
that's
and
true,
white
because it was
to color.
Bewitched.
Well, that happens at the
I thought
end
you
of the
meant
second.
when
episode.
she was giving birth.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't come at me, bro. I'll fucking end you.
Well, don't spread misinformation on my podcast, Rainbow Gun, and I won't come at you.
We already said we
Gun.
can't say the word Rambo.
I said
Make sure you
Rainbow.
spell that
Rainbow.
gun with two N's.
Yeah, Marvel will sue us.
Does Marvel own
The
Rambo?
name's- yeah, well, Rambeau, which is
Oh,
the
Monica
name of
Rambeau.
the
Oh,
black
yeah,
chick.
yeah. Oh, very clever. I like all of this and how it's
Also,
all connected
like-
together.
Can we also mention the fact that if your name's going to be Monica Rambo, why don't you go by Mo Rambo?
Or Imran.
Moro. Actually, she goes by Photon.
Or
in the
Rambo
comics,
Mo.
guys. I don't know if you saw that nice little Easter egg, and she was
Yeah.
walking in the office or whatever.
And yeah, because she was a kid in Captain Marvel. I don't know
Yeah,
if you'll heard the
I
Marvel dialogue at the start of the
I
episode.
really appreciate
Yeah.
how they included her. Like I think Marvel's being very clever in how they're adding new characters to the existing timeline without like just ruining like the plot or just like plopping down. Like I have a theory
Yeah, it's just a
that like
Plop it
she's
on
like
plot.
she's
Plot,
got
plot.
kids now, right? All of episode 2 was for, but you know who kids need to play with?
Yep.
More kids. So I think that in this Westview town or whatever, like her kids when they grow up, like she's going to create more kids for them to play with and hang out with, and I think that's going to be how they age up mutants and bring them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's just my
Well,
hat theory.
Well, I think they're setting up Young Avengers.
Oh, they're
with
definitely
Zealots
setting up
and
Young
Twins,
Avengers.
which are Speed and Wiccan. And I think
Billy and Tommy.
they're introducing
Great American names
Yeah.
right there, Bo. Great American names. Not as American as
they're
Raybo.
introducing what's her name, Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, and another character in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I think another one like Doctor Strange too. So they're like slowly building up to. They're slowly assembling the
Yep.
team
Uh,
of the teenagers.
Ant-Man's daughter, Hawkeye's daughter. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking forward to Young Avengers but
Well, they have X-Men now, so they don't need them. Like the X-Men basically are teenage Avengers, but we'll see what happens. We'll probably get Young Avengers before X-Men. I think they're just trying to wait out X-Men, so like the stench of the Fox stuff
I
wears
mean, the
off.
first X-Men was a pretty good movie. The second and the third
First
were,
two.
Yeah, the
the
second
second
one
was all right. The second one was pretty good.
You don't like
the
the second
third
one?
one was
I thought the second one was like the best
absolute
one.
Me too,
doo-doo
Forrest.
trash.
Yeah. I think X2 is probably the best of all of them. Maybe Days of Future Past.
X2, Spider-Man 2,
by
they
Ryan
for the
Singer.
days. More like
Yeah, even though those movies are sort of tainted because of Ryan Singer's pedophilia. Or,
Wait, what?
well, I don't want to get sued.
allegedly.
But, you know, Brian Singer, he's like, yeah, he's been accused like of like inviting kids over to. Well, he's definitely had like young boys at his house.
Friend of Jeffrey
Brian
Epstein?
Singer, Brett Ratner, Fox did some poor decision directors.
Well, there's a picture of him dressed as a Catholic priest on Halloween, and he's like with a bunch. He's like
That's some
hanging out with a bunch of like teenage boys.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's pretty much done too. Have you seen his weird YouTube videos he posted?
Oh yeah, the ones that make his old prey like commit suicide. Yeah, it's fucking terrible. And
well, no, his last one was like an anti-suicide PSA, but like the one before that was like, you know, he was by the fire and he's like, you know, if someone like gives you shit, you know, don't hold in your fire and kill him with kindness. And like one of his accusers like died or killed himself like the day after. But apparently that was weird because he apparently like grabbed that guy's genitals, and the guy wasn't even mad. He was just like, "Oh, it happens." So he wasn't like even like pursuing legal action about it. He just like talked about it, and he was like, he sort of like laughed it off. But I think 2 other accusers like died from like a disease or something like that.
We're going to put this on a more happy topic. What's next on the agenda there, Major?
Are we done with WandaVision? What do you think is going to happen next episode?
Great,
I think they're doing
question.
I think we're going to
flip back to the 80s.
Vision start to question his existence because I don't think that motherfucker's real.
Oh, he's definitely not real.
Yeah,
Did you see him going great with the big old that was great.
She's just
Zombie Vision.
Ooh, Zombie Vision.
Wait, what? Say that again?
You remember the Gray Vision at the end? Yeah.
He dead.
So it's like she like dug up his body.
Yeah, she's controlling everything.
Wait, the Gray Vision? What you talking about?
Remember his
No, don't spoil it for me. No.
Well, watch the episode before the podcast. Yes. But yeah, no, we're not really going to spoil much for you. But basically, so we go from Sword's POV back to like what's happening now with WandaVision. And is anyone still here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they ain't go anywhere.
What happened?
So what? Major, you didn't even fucking finish your fucking thought there, bud.
Yeah, I got side railed. But just the tip over here. Full
if it's just a tip, I don't think you
can
call it getting railed.
What was I saying? Yeah. So I think we're going to Roseanne next in the 80s.
So do y'all think Wanda's behind it all, or do you think there's someone else?
I think it's a 2-parter. She's the manpower behind it, but I think someone
There's usually a very powerful evil person.
Well, she's just like totally heartbroken that he's dead, and she's just
I mean,
crazy in a way.
If I lost my significant other,
and just like making him a version that he would have a fun time in a sitcom, I guess.
Yeah, I think the prevailing theory is that Mephisto's behind everything. That's who everyone thought the guy in the beekeeping suit was, but apparently it's just a random sword agent.
Yeah.
So
and he was actually a stunt actor.
Man, I tell you what.
Turned to hazmat.
Major calls me Rainbow again. I'm gonna put my fisto up his ass.
Rainbow.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a good episode. What did y'all think of Darcy's return?
Of who? Oh, yeah.
The girl with the glasses
from the Thor series.
Thor. Yeah.
She's
hot.
She's a great actress, but her character.
I love me some nerds.
However, I think that's her job, and like the scene, like when they're all like driving in together, and she's like, "What do you do?" And that guy's like, "We're not supposed to talk to each other." And then later, he's like, "I'm a chemical engineer." She's like, "No one cares." Like, she's good. She's a good actress or whatever. I just don't like.
Nobody ever cares about chemical engineers.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Get a real degree, like Matt.
You're breaking up, Tip.
Bitchy attitude. She can't coffee. I mean, I'm making my own coffee right now. Jeez.
Make your own.
That was a good episode overall.
I think it was the best episode.
I mean, there's definitely.
Oh yeah, I love that episode.
Good episode. Good
overall.
episode. Yeah, totally good episode.
Overall, they're like definitely planting seeds for future stuff because I think Sword's going to play a big role in Captain Marvel
planting
too.
Seeds. Now we're talking about language.
Speed and Wiccan will be in Young Avengers, and Darcy will probably have her own trilogy pretty soon.
I mean, at this rate, just keep going on that content. Yeah.
Okay, next topic. All right, play the transition.
Godzilla.
So, did anyone see Godzilla versus Kong trailer?
Good. Godzilla versus Kong looks so good, and I just know I'm gonna.
Sorry, Forrest.
It's
Hopefully-
gonna be
hopefully-
fucking garbage trash. You
I
got
don't think
something
I
that's
watched
30
it was only 2
stories
minutes
versus
long.
The trailer I've
100.
seen.
All right,
You
all
know
at
what?
once.
Fine. You go
Not
ahead.
all at once. Rob, you start because you sound like you have the most thoughtful ideas.
Oh, well, I was just saying I'm about to watch like a full one because I'm pretty sure the one I saw was like 30 seconds or something.
Oh yeah, like the actual trailer was
Or
like a
less
minute
than that.
45 or two.
Major your assumptions proves to prove fruitless. I mean, I don't know how the hell you're gonna make a 2-hour movie over Godzilla ripping Donkey Kong's fucking head off and stuffing it up his ass. I mean, I don't know how the hell that's gonna
Probably
work.
because King Kong is gonna rip off Godzilla's head and stick it up its ass. But no, I think it's gonna take a
Whoa! Is anyone in this podcast actually Team Kong?
No.
Well,
First of all,
if
they
everyone's
had to
Team
like,
Godzilla,
make
then I'll-
Godzilla way smaller in
yeah,
this movie.
and they had to make King Kong.
Like, Godzilla's 100
Because-
freaking stories, and Godzilla's like what 20?
Yeah, but
maybe.
King Kong was
And
yeah,
he's
like,
a freaking
with
Godzilla's
monkey.
radiation and the Hollow
Meaning
Earth.
he's a
Do not underestimate the power of a gorilla.
Yeah, they can use
Oh, I'm
tools.
watching the
Like,
trailer.
I
right now.
never- chimpanzees are really
I
strong.
never would. All
Little
right,
girl.
like a chimpanzee can rip
Dude,
your arm
little
off.
girl touching fingers with Kong.
Yeah, that
Like
was
the
such a
tip
good.
of his
Yeah, I was
finger
like,
is
oh.
bigger
Why
than the
is
whole body.
Robbie focusing on the little
Directed
girl?
by Bryan Singer.
Just that scene. It's a beautiful scene. I think it's going to be very Batman v Superman esque.
See, the weakness though of King Kong is that his mighty
doesn't shoot.
dong is exposed to the flames from Godzilla's mouth.
Yeah, I think I think that well, the prevailing theory is that they're going to team up against.
That's what I was trying to get at. It feels very Batman v Superman
That's
esque.
a good
Like
theory.
you got two
Wait,
good guys
robotic
who are fighting
Godzilla?
each other, and then they team up together to
Yeah,
fight
'cause-
Godzilla.
What?
Because has anyone seen the old films? If you've seen the old films, like Mechagodzilla, like has
No, but I
Godzilla's
played
skin
the old
on him,
video
so he looks like
games.
Godzilla. But like once the skin comes off, he's all silver and
Which
robotic.
could explain
So I think like Godzilla's
why
different.
this new Godzilla is so much smaller than the old Godzilla, right? Like
that's
the
cool.
old Godzilla is a lot
That's
bigger,
true.
right? He dies somehow off screen in between.
Mega Godzilla.
And then there's a new smaller Godzilla, and they're fighting Kong. And then what's that evil corporation arc? Whatever the evil corporation Monarch. There
Monarch.
you go. Half credit
Yeah.
for half the
Dude,
word.
Kong had a
So Monarch comes and takes this dead Godzilla, turns him into Mecha Godzilla, and then Kong and Godzilla 2.0 have to team up together to fight him.
Wait, whatever happened to Major?
dude. The very end of
Yeah.
that trailer I just watched, he
What?
has that giant axe just flying at him, absorbing like
And it looks like the axe.
Godzilla's laser.
It looks like the axe is like built out
Fire
of
breath.
Godzilla's like spikes on the back. But I didn't see any spikes missing when I looked,
Godzilla's
so
insane.
I think that further proves the two Godzilla theory.
Yeah, that movie looks pretty good.
Jed.
Well, I don't know. Did anyone see King of the Monsters,
Oh,
the last
absolutely.
Godzilla movie?
I mean, what you could see
Didn't like King
that
Ghidorah?
movie was so dark, and like every fight scene there was
What?
It was like Game of Thrones.
not quite as bad as Game of Thrones. I'd say more like Wonder Woman 84. But like the fight scenes were like all in storms or fire and
Godzilla
lava.
versus breaking records for Warner Bros.
Well, I think the last movie ended with like they're like taking Ghidorah's head, so I think there might be a Mecha Ghidorah too.
Yeah,
and a Mecha Godzilla
I
in this movie,
think
but-
I think they're pouring a lot of money into this movie, and especially with a March release date here in the States.
The
it's-
animation on it looks really
It
good.
looks so good. I can't
well,
wait to be
they're all
disappointed.
betting on
Yeah, I can't wait to be
subscriptions now.
disappointed by this movie. That's all I'm saying.
Seems like a good riff tracks. Anything that's like, the good thing if blockbusters suck, then riff tracks can make fun of them. That's the only silver lining when a
Right.
movie's bad. So I'm looking forward to the.
Speaking of
Wonder
bad
Woman one.
movies, what do you think about this Mortal Kombat coming out?
Yeah, I mean, the next topic. Oh wait, transitional music. We need transitional music. What's the deal with overalls? They don't cover all.
What is this? Some kind
What do you call them?
Suicide Squad?
Overalls. What is this? Some kind of zeitgeist? So there was like a new trailer for like HBO Max releases this year, and they showed footage from the new Suicide Squad movie and Mortal Kombat. And I think the Suicide Squad footage was just like basically
Hey,
like
wait a
Idris
minute.
Elba
Aren't all
talking-
wombats
what?
mortal?
Mortal Kombat with the K.
Oh,
Because combat starts with a K.
combat. My bad, man. Sorry, my English ain't too good.
Because these programmers did not know how combat was spelled, so they spelled with a K.
That sounds very silly.
I'll tell you right now, it could be the best movie in the
Yeah.
world, but if they don't say Mortal Kombat like sometime in the movie, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
Well, they said it in the trailer or the mini
Right.
footage.
So I'm
they
just
showed.
hoping.
Well,
like
the
Sonya
whole
Blade
Mortal
dropped-
Kombat like idea is around a tournament, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Is that what that you
Yep.
just found? Okay. Yeah. So it's basically they showed like a little bit of Sub-Zero, I think, and a little bit of Scorpion, but it was like just a few snippets of footage. But that was interesting. So we'll see. I think the first Mortal Kombat movie that came out like '95 is like probably the best live action video game movie ever, which isn't saying much. But
Yeah,
it's, compared to
I've
what else
definitely
has
heard
come
that,
after
that
it.
opinion before. I actually liked Warcraft, and I haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog, but I've heard it's a really good movie as well for kids.
But it looks
Well,
like
it's not Hedgehog.
Ninja from Mortal Kombat. You know,
Oh, because we're all wearing masks.
everyone's wearing
I like
space
it.
mask,
I like it.
Yeah.
peaked hats.
Oh yeah, because
I almost
yeah,
didn't
that's
get
hilarious.
that
Yeah.
because I'm
I'm
down
Scorpion.
in Florida where the mask rate is about 50%. But yeah,
Well,
I'm the other
Majors.
guy. Nick
I
Cage.
guess
I'm Nick
well,
Cage,
Major-
baby.
Major's Reptile because you can't be Sub-Zero because Florida's too hot.
nope. I'll be the crocodile.
Sub-Zero.
Isn't there
Or
like a
Rob-
crocodile
Rob-
character?
Rob is Sub-Zero. Oh yeah, I can remember. Rob can be Sub-Zero because he's furthest north of us.
20
where does
miles
Robbie live?
north of you.
Yeah,
What is his exact street address?
it was a lot. It was a lot colder there last night. You can be Johnny Cage. Tip.
Yeah, you have been working out, so that works out perfectly.
Yes. Wait, does
Oh,
Johnny
that's,
Cage have his forum guy?
Well, did everyone watch? What did y'all think of the footage we saw? Because they showed like a bunch of movies. They showed Suicide Squad, Mortal Kombat.
Now, when
the
you
new
say
Hugh Jackman
we
movie.
saw, you're assuming that we all witnessed this footage.
the royal,
the
royal.
he sent out the outline earlier in the week, so I'd assume you have YouTube yesterday. That's earlier in the week. That is a true statement.
It's,
Oh,
it's, only
hey.
like, it's only like an hour. It's only like a minute and a half trailer, but they showed like a bunch of new movies. Well, obviously, Godzilla vs. Kong was on there.
So tell us about Suicide Squad. What did you see?
Mortal Kombat.
What's standing out for you?
It was
wait,
basically-
another one.
It was basically the new one with it showed Idris Elba.
Damn, I don't
He's
think
playing
I've
like
seen that either.
Bloodsport, and he's talking to John Cena, and he's like, "No one likes to show off." And John Cena's like, "Not unless what you're showing off is dope as fuck." So
What?
I think it was
John
pretty
Cena
pretty
in
funny.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah, he's playing a character called. He's basically playing like a Captain America-like character called Peacemaker, who has to kill everyone to
That
keep
sounds
the
like
world peaceful.
I think my
That's what his
first
shtick.
Wow, that sounds like some DC ass bullshit if I ain't ever heard of it.
Yo, I'll tell you right now. Mr.
Yeah,
Gunn,
well, he's getting his own
it's written
HBO
by
series
James
now.
Gunn. He's probably
DC
related
sucks.
to you. So,
DC stuff.
um,
Oh, James! Oh man,
What?
Jimmy. We call him Jimmy.
yeah,
don't
Jimmy
we?
Gunn. So,
Jimmy
yeah,
G.
you better watch
Yeah,
out.
Jimmy Gunn.
Not gonna get
Hell
anything
yeah.
for
Jimmy-
Two wins, baby. Two
Jimmy
wins.
G
That's how you
sausage.
know we're related. I think he's my third cousin's brother's sister wife's dad.
Former roommate.
The same last
Former
name.
roommate. What does
Some
that
kind
make
of
us?
Suicide Squad?
Nothing. What are you, some kind of extended family? Yeah, but looks good. I think, John Cena's getting his own HBO series because of this movie
I've
already.
seen
Even
this
before it's come
really
out.
underrated. Thanks, Rock.
DC. The only thing I've seen him in is like
Douchey.
that movie 48 Blocks or 22 Blocks.
2 blocks? Yeah, okay.
When y'all were working at theaters, it was like he was like going around solving riddles, and like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones is the bad guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not at all.
Okay, it was like his first movie, but it came out like maybe like
Oh,
2008,
you're talking about
2007.
16 blocks.
Yes, that's it.
I
Yeah.
have seen 16
Was it
blocks.
Good
Close
number. Square root of 16
I think
is
it's
anybody? Anybody?
Yeah. That was it's 4. It's square root of 16 is
What
4.
about
The third root, 4, 2,
Yeah. 16 blocks is
Two-
definitely Bruce
Major,
Willis.
you're the
Yeah,
math
I mean,
major. Where are you at?
2
Yeah,
cubed is
I'm seeing-
16, right? Because 2.
times 2 is 4.
Oh
Times 2 is...
no, 4 times 4 is 16.
Well, that's 4 squared. You're talking about 2 cubed. So that's 2 times 2 times 2.
2 cubed.
2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8.
Oh, okay, so it's not 16. Well, 2 to the 4th power is
Boom.
probably 16.
There you go. It's probably 16.
Probably.
Yeah, that's how math works.
Way to hedge your bets.
Well, at
Can
least
we
the
talk
applied
about
math
the shit
major.
with the stock market? Because I might be a redneck, but I damn sure know my stock market.
Well, you gotta wait because that's
All right,
not next
so-
on the outline. We gotta talk about
God
Sandman casting.
Dang it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sandman,
So they-
sand in my ass.
I don't know anything about
They
this.
cast the new-
This is all
They
first.
cast Dream this week for the new Sandman series. Tip should know about this, but they cast some guy called Tom Sturridge I've never heard of. But do
That
y'all
always
know
works
Captain
out
Phasma?
Real well.
Do y'all know Captain Phasma from Star
You
Wars?
mean
She's apparently playing.
Brigitte, or whatever her name is, Brienne Tarth from Game of Thrones?
Yeah. She's playing Lucifer.
Captain Phasma. That was a fucking trash roll.
I like
She's playing.
the similarities of Captain Phasma and Boba Fett. Like they're both badass characters when you look at them, and
Who do nothing.
in the series. Like I don't know.
Well, at least Boba Fett's done something. Well,
But it's pretty funny.
so unless she gets like a Disney Plus series, we're never gonna like see her true potential.
You mean when she
Which,
gets?
I
into
mean,
the-
let's be honest. Disney Plus ain't gonna make no series about a bad guy.
They're making so many series right now just because the movie they can't release
there's
movies in
literally
theaters.
Book
So.
of Boba Fett coming out December 2021.
Yeah, they're announced
What?
like 5 other live action Star
The
Wars
Book
movies.
of Boba
You know
Fett.
about this?
I just
A Boba Fett miniseries.
I just want blood in my Star Wars. Is that just me? Like I understand like the lightsaber and the cauterizing of the wounds, but like I just want to see someone get cut in half with a lightsaber and not just like we'll cut this person in half, but we'll also cut this bell in half so it's still PG or PG-13 or whatever.
Yeah,
I just-
so you
well,
know
there's
they
that
got
scene
cut in
in-
half, but they're not really showing it.
Yeah.
There was that scene in Force Awakens where like they wipe blood on Finn's helmet,
Yeah.
his Starkiller helmet. So that's how you knew it was
It's
him.
like
so it's I think the most blood I've ever seen.
yeah, it's like the one F word rule with PG-13 movies. You can say the fuck word once, but no more than that. It's like I'm pretty sure if you're watching, you heard it once. Like who cares how many times you say it after that? If you're gonna say it, fucking
And you can sit on Netflix network television once after 10 o'clock. I've learned because they said it the F word on Fargo
I thought the F word was
this
Fargo.
past season. Yeah, what the Fargo's go, mother Fargo?
Charles Dance is in
Yeah.
the Sandman. That look, I love Charles.
Oh
He's-
yeah,
he's
playing,
fantastic.
He's playing the magician who captures the Sandman.
And for everyone else who doesn't know,
1960.
he played Tywin Lannister on Game of Thrones. So pretty good bad guy.
Yeah, and who else? I think they. I don't know. I think there was like the big casting announcements. The guy who played Narcos is playing the Corinthian, who's like the living nightmare.
Yeah. So what is Sandman about? I know you talked about
It's like the
last
actual Sandman. It's,
week, but go.
it's about the actual Lord of Dreams, and like you got like the Sandman from
Mr.
mythology.
Sandman,
He gets captured.
bring me a
Exactly.
dream. Something, and don't bring the cream. Right?
But he looks more like Robert Smith instead of like a guy who carries sand around. And I think like the first book, he like gets captured in like 1916 by like this cult, and he's like trapped for like 100 years, and then like he gets out and has to like get back all his possessions, like his ruby, his bag of sand, and his helmet. So he has to like go to hell to get his helmet. He has to like get his ruby back from a serial killer.
So is Tom?
it's pretty.
Wait.
playing-
You tell me Robbie's a serial killer? Robbie,
Playing
come on,
Morpheus.
man. I thought you were a
He has to
sweetheart.
get Ruby.
Why'd you tell him?
He has. Yeah. Just kidding,
You're
NSA,
outed
if you're
now.
listening, or FBI. I
Well,
guess they care more about serial killers.
if Robbie, hypothetically, you were a serial killer, what would be your shtick?
What do you mean?
I'd steal it from
Would you
like a
like-
Batman comic. I'd leave like Joker cards.
What would be
Well-
your shtick? Like, would you make them
Voice
play
line or
video
something, or
games?
what
Like, would you put them in like a VR
I'm not sure why it
simulator
makes
where if
sense.
they
Like,
moved
what's
into
your
the
calling
wrong?
How do you let the police know that you're in charge of all these murders? What would you do?
I think the VR idea, like where you put them in a VR simulator and then they like have to complete the VR tasks or die.
Oh, I'm being
Pretty
kidnapped.
cool.
Oh, Oculus
Guys,
2's
we
cool.
should write a fucking movie.
Yeah. Well, also in the Sandman, there's a serial killer convention, so I think they're going to do that, and when the show
That
comes
sounds
out,
like-
and like the Corinthian's a serial
That should
killer.
be fun to watch. You know,
Yeah, so it's like advertised as a serial convention, like CEREAL, but it's like really just like code for serial killers to come up. It's pretty interesting.
we know how dumb cops are. They'll never catch on to that.
Like I don't like cereal, I like donuts. So Brilliant. But yeah, it's a really good series. If you ever, they released it on Audible, and like the Audible recordings are really good. They released the first 2 books.
Oh yeah,
Fine for transfer now because we've been talking about this and like ain't nobody got input except for us.
Well, I thought
That's why
Tim
you
would
can
say
ask
something,
questions.
but I think he's watching
Whatever you
WandaVision. Yep. Well, we can talk about GameStop now. So, Major, take us through what happened.
The little people are striking back with a vengeance. It's fucked up what RobinHood did, but I'll get
dude, I've been reading this stuff on Reddit.
Yeah, so I'm heavily invested in all of this, both financially and emotionally. Like, basically, you got to go back to 2008. We had the financial crisis where basically big banks, big financial institutions were taking all these risks. The market collapsed, caused a global recession, right? A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their homes. Personally, like I lost a full ride scholarship because the government funding that was supposed to pay for it wasn't there. That was there previously, was no longer available because the government was just, it's not like today where the government just prints out money left and right whenever they have like a problem.
What are you talking about right now?
I'm talking about backstory. I'm sorry.
The build up to the
right. Yeah. So
thing.
like a lot of people on Wall Street bets and Reddit in general were like, they lived through this financial crisis in 2008 and were old enough to understand like what was happening and like how we were getting fucked over. Basically, a couple weeks, a month. Oh, it's almost in January. Like a month and a half ago, some genius figured out that GameStop was being shorted at a 2 or almost 2 to 1 ratio. It was like 140%. So basically, for every one share that GameStop had, these financial institutions like Citron and Melvin Capital were shorting them at a 1.4 ratio. So they were shorting more shares than existed in reality. Basically, when you short a share, you're buying high and selling low. So basically, you borrow a share from the company if you think the price is going to go down. So like, let's say GameStop was $10, you think it's going to go to $5, right? So you borrow a share at $10, you sell it at $5, and you net $5 in profit. Now,
and there's like infinite loss potential, right?
Infinite loss potential, right? Because if it's $10 a share and it drops $10, right, goes completely bankrupt, gets delisted, everything, share price goes to 0, right? You've lost $10. But if you're shorting at $10 and the stock goes to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, right? Infinite potential. You have a potential for infinite loss. And on top of that, you have to pay a fee for holding those shares because you're borrowing them, right? So even if you're not going to cover your shorts, you still have to pay money. You're still losing money by holding the short shares. And that's exactly what happened with like GME. So basically Reddit came together, specifically Wall Street Bets at first, and then r/stock market.
Elon Musk, baby.
Yeah, basically everyone on Reddit, all the little people got together and decided to buy GameStop shares, right? Because mathematically it just made sense. If the institutions own 95% of the shares and they're shorting them, right? And there's only a limited supply of shares. So when retailers buy the remaining shares, and it drives, when you buy shares, it drives the price up. Right. So you're betting on GameStop going from $10 to $5 and it goes from 10 to 20. Right. You're losing a ton of money. So what they can do is buy the shares back for a loss. Right. So you bought at 5, you bought at 10. Now you're going to you borrowed at 10. Now you're going to buy at 20. So you lose $10, or you can just pay the fees and try to ride it out. So that's what's called a short squeeze. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah, and apparently Robinhood blocked a lot of people buying it, and they're all pissed. And I'm sure a lot of people are leaving or jumping.
This is much bigger than any one of us. This is a revolution of sorts. Like we've all lived through Occupy Wall Street. That didn't do anything.
And Occupy Capital too.
Well, let's not talk about the attack on the Capitol. But so like, well, Occupy Wall Street
out of that
absolutely nothing at all. This is an actual damning blow to financial institutions. So the short squeeze and the short attack, I don't want to say orchestrated by Reddit, because I just want to say we like the stock. Basically, a bunch of people on Reddit liked, quote unquote, liked GameStop, bought GameStop, and that drove the price like way higher. And the major on Melvin Capital, who was shorting GameStop, right, had to take a $2.75 billion loan with an asterisk from an investing company called Citadel. Now, Citadel owns 40% of RobinHood, right? So if Tip owes Rabo money, right? Let's see, how do I place this analogy? Basically, there's a conflict of interest, right? Citadel lent out $2.75 billion to this company. And then what they did is they allegedly applied pressure to RobinHood to stop users from buying the share. And at some point, there was over 55% of RobinHood users held GameStop at one point. It could be higher, it could be lower, but that's just one number I saw. So when you restrict access on buying and you're only allowing selling, that just drives the price down. So you saw GameStop, hit 550 in the pre-market in the morning around like 7 a.m. I think. It was around 350 by 10 a.m. that day, and then an hour and a half later, it dropped $200 down to 150, right? Because when you can't buy, you can only sell. And there's that much confusion in the market due to your broker, it just causes a panic. And so a lot of people sold their shares. So the institutions were playing dirty as fuck, trying to fuck over the little guy.
Oh, dude, what I just read here.
I'm really happy out of the community for Friday buying back up.
Yeah.
Did anyone get an email from Acorn saying we would never do this, and they're trying to get business away from users? And
RobinHood doesn't deserve any business, and I can't wait to personally short their IPO.
Dude, listen to this. Google helps Robinhood after swarm of negative reviews drops the company to a 1-star rating.
They
and I just
deleted
looked at it in the
1,000
App
something
Store.
reviews.
Yeah, I'm just
App Store
reading that.
1-star. I've put 1-star review.
Yeah, now they're a 3.5 because they deleted nearly 100,000 reviews.
Wow. That's sort of like what happened with the Wonder Woman 84 review embargo. They only released the positive reviews before the HBO Max. Because Warner Brothers owns a portion, 40% of Rotten Tomatoes. So they only released the positive reviews first. They get a certified fresh rating. And then when the movie came out, people actually saw how terrible it was. That's when they released all the bad ratings. But it dropped to 59, but I think they worked some magic to get it back up to 60. So it's very interesting, how these review sites.
Robbie brings up a great point. I just Googled it. Yeah, 100%. Google drops over 100,000 1-star reviews. So this is
apparently they were rated 1-star.
It's the little guys being fucked over by big tech, big institutions, hedge funds, big money, and we're just tired of it. We struck a huge blow, right? We almost bankrupt a short fund, and I watched a Citron video earlier today where the CEO, or at least the public face of Citron, came out and said that they're no longer short reports, right? So the retailers are making a big impact on the market, big changes.
Big changes. Yeah, well, what's going to happen now, don't you? Google's going to buy Reddit, so this can never happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. Money is the greatest manipulator, and unfortunately, it's not usually for the good.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, it's
because it's just math.
But I don't know. At least hopefully some
I got
positive
back
changes
on
will
AMC.
come out of it. Yeah.
I am super. This is not financial advice, by the way, but I am super excited about AMC. Short squeezes are it's just mathematically based. It takes all the fundamental analysis, all the technical analysis out of it, right? Basically, if a company is being shorted high percentage, right, then if enough people buy up the other shares that aren't being shorted, aren't being like lent out and borrowed, it's going to drive the price up. And then shorts are going to have to buy the shares back, which drives the price up even more. Now, is it a falling knife? For sure, right? Like if you're investing in any of these companies, secure profits, get the hell out before everyone decides to sell at whatever price, 420.69. That's a great meme price. But I'm really, it's just math at this point. And it's, institutions are crying like boo hoo, like, this is a short attack or whatever, but it doesn't make any difference. Like if some guy on Reddit says like GameStop's going to 1,000, right? Like how is that any different than some guy at JP Morgan saying GameStop's worth $2, right? You can't call one market manipulation, the other one due diligence or a financial analyst opinion, right? Like call a spade a spade. I'm really excited. Like RobinHood fucked up and they are doomed going forward. Like I've never seen such a divided America.
Well, they lived up to their name. They lived up to their name. They stole from the rich.
That was the idea.
Poor, or they
just
fucked over the poor. They fucked over the poor and gave the rich.
Robin men in tights, more like it. But like if
I get it because of the squeeze.
Well, they did not live up to their name, so
because of the squeeze. If AOC and Ted Cruz agree on something, then you fucked up, and you fucked up big time.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, shame on you. Shame, Rob.
I'm kidding.
Wait, so if you have stocks bought through RobinHood,
that's great.
Over
question.
To a new application, say like Acorns.
I'm glad you asked. I'm not sure about Acorn, but I'd imagine it's roughly the same. I had this experience with Webull. But basically, it takes like 2 to 5 business days to settle. But you can. So there's 2 options. You can close your account immediately, which means basically sell all your stocks. And then after the cash settles, and you can transfer it back into your bank account. Go ahead and open a new account on like Webull or Thinkorswim by Ameritrade. The other option, most brokers allow you to transfer stocks from one place to the other, but that usually takes like 5 business days.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, Major, I think I've definitely forgotten everything I learned when I took the SIE in 2019. So it's, but I think we should definitely make this. We could definitely make this a stock market podcast in the future. But I like
absolutely.
That we have variety.
It's a variety show.
Yeah. Why the hell not? I mean, we're just talking about, we're just like zealots, right? And right now, in the zeitgeist is Wall Street bets and
we can talk about
GameStop.
Hey, I ain't no zealot. I'm a Christian.
You can be
you can be a zealous Christian. You can be a
I
zealous
thought you were
stock.
talking. I got.
You can be a zealous trader
with heretics, and I don't do no heretics.
Yo, I only kill heretics.
Anything with a needle, I'm like, oh god, no.
You have hair. You have ticks in your hair.
Hair of
ticks.
tits. Hair of tits.
Oh no,
like
your
the
rabbits
hair that
have
came off of
ticks.
Tip's head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, tips. I thought you were saying tits.
Well,
like the hair that
I
comes
don't
out.
like
I'm just trying to
heretics.
see if Tip's even paying attention anymore.
Yeah, Tip. Did you finish WandaVision? You can talk about it real quick.
No, I've been here this
You have
whole
6
time.
minutes.
I think my technology is fucking up.
He did.
I can hear you.
I can't hear him.
For half the time.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I think we're at the natural ending point. Any closing
Fuck
thoughts from anyone?
RobinHood. Fuck the institution.
Technology is both bad and good.
Little people.
Sounds good to me. All right,
That's
this has been
Major.
Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Robbie.
I'm Ray Bogan.